Hello! This video is part of a series where I read over old issues of my comic Hellgate and give some commentary. Hellgate started in 2003 when I was 15 and ran till 2009. You can read it for free at jaegercomics.com. This footage was captured from my streams over at twitch.tv/Jaeger_comics. This is Hellgate, Battle 32, Brother. Now, I know just last reading, I said we're doing things a bit differently. We're doing things a bit differently again. Since I decided to start pulling these up on my PC and not through the video capture from my laptop, zooming in and out has been harder, and this time I've decided to stop zooming in on frames. Instead, you can see my cursor here. The plan is I'm just going to use the cursor to point to which frame I am narrating as we go along. So hopefully that's not, hopefully it's not too small on the page. So yes, Battle 32, Brother. Last time on Hellgate, Battle 31, the First Slayer. 2,000 years ago, the demons first broke out of the Hellgate. Jaeger was an Anglo-Saxon who was captured by the Roman Empire. He was forced to fight in the Colosseum. He won his match, but then the demons showed up. The Jaeger sword appeared from above along with Demonic. Jaeger used the sword to slay the demons, but after hearing this story, Neil is starting to doubt himself. We bring ourselves to some sort of restaurant called We Got Food. A little note from me, I'm drawing on Christmas, so fun fact, I drew this on Christmas. Probably in 2007. Talk about that in commentary. Pizza. That was good. Hippo's on his third steak. Are penguins supposed to eat meat? He hates fish. Check, please. For the Dragon Slayer, there's no charge. Don't worry about it. The government covers our expenses. Dragon Slayer? Boop. The card was rejected. Rejected? Pling. Bluetooth headset. Hello? Oh. That was General Stahl. He wants to meet with us. Zark. Meanwhile, wherever the hell this is. Miss Evans, Mr. Jaeger, Miss Rosebud, Mr. Demonic. Where is Mr. Hones? Meanwhile, back at the restaurant. I thought you said we didn't have to pay. Well, your Dragon Slayer friend felt guilty about not paying. So why didn't he stay? Meanwhile, Hippo's jumping rope to work off the weight. Zark! Back over here. So why did you want to see me? And why has our debit card been deactivated? To put it simply, I am hereby relieving you of all your demon-slaying duties. Please hand over your sword. Only Neil can use the Jaeger sword. Correction. Only a Jaeger can use the Jaeger sword. Brother! The late President Bush had no problem with letting you do as you please. However, President Cheney would like someone we can better control. A soldier. Neil, don't hand over your sword. General Stahl, sir, we had an agreement. Sergeant, your brother is handing over the sword. The agreement is not needed. A one-on-one fight is the best way to see who is stronger. Who the stronger demon slayer is. Brian, you want me to fight you? So be it. But Sergeant Jaeger, if I suspect you're holding back to protect your little brother's feelings, you will be severely punished. A new sword? That looks like the Jaeger sword! That's the Jaeger sword, Mark 1. Boom! A transformation. He transformed! How? The sword is named after the first man to break the sound barrier, Chuck Yeager. We gathered data on the Jaeger sword while working on Big Neil. It cannot slay demons or generate holy energy, but it uses electrical energy to give the wielder the same abilities that the Demon Slayer has. Huh. Bro, I suggest you transform. Here I come. So yes, Brian goes in for a slash. And then Brian goes in for a stab and Neil dodges. Another swing and Neil dodges. I first met my older brother when I was 3. Here we see Brian and a very young Neil. We were only half brothers and he lived with his mom. He was already 18 and getting ready to be a father. He was so tall. I hid under the table. Even though I'm 20 now and the same height as him, I still feel under the table. Slash! Darn! Why is he holding back? This can't be his best. Energy Dragon. Energy! Neil! Counter! Energy! Dragon! Dragon! See the 2 dragons go out and they be in the middle. It's too bright. I can't see anything. Get! And a kick in the face. Sends Neil flying into a cave. Neil! Sergeant, going after him. Yes, sir. Planned on it. Demonic, what are you going to do if Brian gets the sword? What choice do I have? I have to aid the Demon Slayer, whoever he is. Neil. Let me see. Neil's a little bit banged up. But, Brian! What the heck were you doing out there, bro? Holding back like that? I don't know what you're talking about. You're the stronger one. It won't make you say that. I'm just a kid who found a sword. You're a trained soldier. I'm not trained to slay demons. Neither am I. Aren't you? Because it looks to me like you've had 4.5 years of practical training. The world needs a demon slayer now. It can't wait another 4.5 years for someone new to learn the powers you got. Oh. Look, if I had known I could have done this instead of you back when you were 15, I would have done it in a heartbeat. But you're an adult now. If this demon slaying really is so hard on you, I'll take over for you, bro. But it's not that hard on me. In fact, I've been having fun. There's a little ring. And Brian's got a wife and 3 kids. It's my job to finish this, not his. Sergeant, get back here where we can see you. Yes, sir. Brian, let's get back there and finish this. Whoa. Neil took on his 3rd form. Has Dad seen you like this? He'd kill if he saw you with all that hair on you. They've been in there a while. Brian comes out, and Neil comes out. The stare down. You sure took your sweet time in there, Sergeant. Neil gives the girls the wink. Jessica. Courtney. Neil! The flames turn red. The flames turn gold. Neil begins to spin the sword. What the hell? Holy bean jam! Dragon Twister! Boom! There's Brian. There's not Brian. Overkill! But, as we can see, Brian's fine. Great dodge there, Sergeant Yeager. No, sir, I didn't dodge. He missed on purpose. He won. I'm the idiot who opened the Hellgate. This is my responsibility, and this is my sword. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I'm going to see it through to the end. I am the Demon Slayer. Well said. A little time cut. We'd better get going. This guy can't find his hat. Good job, bro. The job was yours. You can at least get a haircut. Nah. We're back at Brian's place in Fort Irwin. Hello? Hey, son. Oh, hey, Dad. I talked to your brother. Oh, really? He said something about a gash on his chest you caused? He told on me? You mind explaining that? Next time on Hellgate, Battle 33, Hotel California. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distant, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy, and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. So we got 2008 issue, Battle 32 Brother. I like this cover. There is a retcon I would do now. So as you can see, Neil's covered in white energy. That is holy energy. Brian is also covered in white energy. The only difference is that there's a little bit of blue outline in some spots. I don't do that the same. So later when I would portray this replica of the Jaeger sword, the Jaeger sword. Anyone catch that? Fun name. I would portray the energy of a person using it as yellow, as electrical energy. So, but I was still kind of, it was his first appearance. I hadn't quite figured that part out yet. Although this is also the only time I did like the yellow outline. I kind of completely abandoned that for future instances of this sword. Yeah, not a bad, I mean, it's got a background and everything. Not bad for a Microsoft Paint cover, honestly. Not bad. Neil's in his typical sword pose that makes little sense, and they fill the screen. They're making eye contact. Yeah, no, it's not a bad cover for the time. So yeah, we got this restaurant. So yeah, apparently I'm drawing this on Christmas. So if this came out in 2008 and the last issue came out in 2008, this must be Christmas of 2007. I was working on this. This was at the point where I was so good at making Hellgate. I was making it like 2 months ahead of time. Like a new issue was coming out every single month. And so this issue was made in December and then released probably in February of 2008. Yeah, so I was definitely in college at this point. Here we established that Hippo likes steaks. He doesn't like fish. We'll learn more about Hippo in a few issues, but yes, Hippo doesn't like fish, but he loves steak. And then this is the first time I gave them unlimited money, basically. I said, oh yeah, the government's just paying for everything that they do. And I talked about how, on one hand, I don't really like stories where the characters are always like in money trouble, because I'm not saying it's bad. It gives me anxiety. Like I'm like, I have money troubles. I don't need to see a story about that. I don't relate to it. I relate to it too much. It's not escapist enough, I guess I should say. But on the other hand, it is kind of a cop out. Just be like, yeah, they got limited money. Like there's room for story there if you give them money issues. So I'm of two minds on it. But this is the idea where like, oh, the card got declined, and I didn't really conclude this at the end where like obviously their money's probably turned back on now, but right here it was just kind of used as like a foreshadowing that there's the agreement they have with the government might not be going. This is probably around the time I got my Bluetooth headsets. Are Bluetooth headsets even still a thing anymore? Everyone just uses their headphones or AirPods now. Just like a small one that's just dedicated to phone calls kind of feels outdated. This area here is actually, it's hard to say because it doesn't look like it at all, but that's more on me. But in my head, this area where they were fighting, this enclosed area covered by rock and a cave, which just doesn't look natural at all. But in my head, I was thinking of one of the multiplayer arenas from the first Halo. Blood Gulch, that's what it's called. I was gonna say Warhog, but that's the car. Blood Gulch. So if you've played the first Halo, or who knows, maybe they've carried over to future Halos, but there was a map called Blood Gulch, and that's what I had in mind as where this fight would happen. We have the return of General Stahl. We saw him in the Big Neil issue. And the return of Brian, who was in a previous issue called A New Team, where we learned that not only Neil can wield the Jaeger sword, but his brother can too. Is a much more solid design for Brian than he had in his previous issue. And we see Neil was kind of ready to give this up almost immediately, this sword. Because we kind of set it up in the previous issue that Neil's starting to kind of doubt himself and his capabilities as a demon slayer. And here we see the Jaeger sword Mark 1. So yeah, of course, Jaeger is from, that's my last name. Of course, Jaeger, Jager, is based off my last name too. But I call this the Jaeger sword. Now the in-universe excuse is that it's named after Chuck Yeager, who is real if you've not heard of him. I think I'm vaguely related to him. I don't know. My family tree is hard to track because of missing fathers. But Chuck Yeager was the man who first broke the sound barrier. So yeah, this is the design for the Jaeger sword. It looks similar, but it's got kind of a screen here in the middle that tells you when it's on or when it's about to use the energy dragon. And keep an eye out for it because this will play a bigger role in future stories. Brian's transformed hair has not changed much, even in later appearances. So I'm glad I kind of got that down pretty early. Let's see. On the first day, will Hippo leave me alone at ice cream shop? Absolutely not. If anything, you'll have to leave him alone because he will not want to leave the ice cream shop. He's a glutton. Missing fathers. Yes. I mean, my dad's always been in my life, but his dad was kind of missing for 50 years. And, you know, it kind of made it kind of hard to learn about the family history when your dad's dad was never around. I'm related to the dude who is the besties with Billy the Kid. Oh. Track the milk purchases. He went out for smokes and never came back. But yeah, not a bad sword fight for the time, you know, but man, I can do so much better with action now. So this is interesting. This story here about Neil meeting his brother, the age differences, hiding under the table, that's all actually taken from real life. Yeah, I remember the first time I met my brother, I was 3. And yeah, he was very tall, and I remember hiding under the table. That's my memory of it. This drawing of a young Neil is not great. The proportions are not of a child. They are of a problem. I don't know. The face is adult. I don't know. I did not know how to draw children then. I just drew a very weirdly proportioned adult. This is actually based off a teddy bear I still have that I've had since, like, I don't know when I got it. There's a photo of me when I'm like 2. And I remember I took this issue with me when I visited my brother, and like him and his wife looked it over and they kind of read too much into this particular page. Like, Nathan, you shouldn't feel like you're still under the table. I'm like, I don't, it's just writing for the character. I don't feel that way. And yes, then they both use the energy dragon. Not a terrible energy dragon portrayal. Still, we won't reach peak energy dragon until Heavengate, honestly. But still, not bad. Not bad. You just look at the idea that they charge it up and then they strike the ground and it goes through the ground. And they kick in the face, and basically I needed to get them away so they could have this conversation. A lot about Brian's based off my actual brother in terms of like wife, 3 kids, although now my brother has 4 kids. So many grandkids. And yeah, like you know, I could write better now, but I kind of like this whole like Neil doubting himself. His brother's this trained military man. He could probably do better, but Brian's like, no, you know what you're doing though. And I don't. I don't know how to slay demons, and you've been on this for 4.5 years now. And it kind of gives Neil the confidence he needs to continue with the series. I also like that, like, Jessica and Courtney are like, hold on, I realized. Okay, Jessica and Courtney are like, it's overkill. I can't believe you used the energy dragon on him. But Neil couldn't use the energy dragon without their voices, so I don't know what they were expecting. Not a better portrayal of the energy dragon. I think it's only our second time seeing the energy dragon. It's better than the first time, but still doesn't quite portray the full thing. And we won't get a good look at that until near the end of Hellgate. Yeah, and then Neil's got this nice declaration that he is the Demon Slayer. And this little joke at the end where apparently Neil told his dad, and his dad called Brian. And so, yeah, that was Battle 32. Brother, thank you for that redeem, Alyssa Charlie 7. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I'd love to read your comments below. And make sure you're subscribed so you know when the next comic goes up. Also, check the description for a playlist of any readings you may have already missed. And if you'd like to read ahead, all of these comics are free on my website, YagerComics.com. Bye!